G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another episode of Wasteland Survival. So, in last week's episode, we basically finished up the episode by completing all of the base defenses and getting everything upgraded. So, what I did off camera is, obviously, I went ahead and added all the lights to all of these point defenses. So the only real thing I need to do off camera, well, yeah, I guess I will do this off camera because it's going to be a little bit boring. I need to get rid of this scaffolding, and then also I need to find a way to kind of power these things. So we've got this one here which doesn't really have any power going to it, and then also we have this one, and then also this one here. So I think I'm just going to go with a single wind generator for each of these installations, and I think that should be more than adequate. So yeah, I'm just going to have to go ahead and do that off camera. And then once I've gone ahead and done that, I think what we will do is we will take the Atlas out into space and we will see how it goes. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but in one of the previous episodes we come across a few wrecks that I kind of wanted to check out, but I really didn't have time to. One of those was kind of like a medium-sized fighter that I wanted to retrieve. So hopefully that is still in the game somewhere, and we can go ahead and go and collect that ship. So I don't know if it would have despawned at this point, but I'm kind of hoping it is still there. And if I have a look in my GPS menu, it should be in here somewhere. I can't remember exactly what I called it. Let's have a look here. So yeah, potential salvage fighter. So yeah, that's something I really want to check out. And if we can salvage it, then I definitely think it's going to be worth it, because I thought it was a really interesting design for a ship, and I think it would be pretty cool to go ahead and pick that up. Alright guys, well, I'll see you in a second once all this is ground down, and then we will start our journey to space in the Atlas. Alright guys, well, that basically concludes powering up all of these different point defenses, and obviously I have gone ahead and I've added the lighting to all of these things so that I can actually see them in the dark. Now, another thing, well, there was two things that people pointed out in the comments. Number one was that I should set the range for these turrets to 800 meters, and if we go into the control panel here, you can see that I have actually already done that. When I created the blueprint, I made sure that this definitely was the case. The second thing was that I had not actually loaded any of these turret installations up with any missiles, and that is certainly the case, and I was kind of planning on doing it in between this episode and the last one, but I guess, you know, now is as good a time as any to do it. So, given the fact that the missiles are so large, I think what I'll do here is I might actually, yeah, see, I can only really carry 20 missile containers on my person, so I don't think trying to move these things by hand is going to be a good idea. I think what I'm going to do is just load them into the back of the world ship and then use that to kind of transport the missiles across. But in order to transport the missiles to the world ship more efficiently, I think what I should do is kind of detach this thing from the ground and then take it back into the hangar, and then we can move the missiles to the world ship that way. So once I've actually moved all the missiles to the turrets themselves, then we'll kind of go from that point onwards, because I mean, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm going to do there. So yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you in a sec once this is all done. Alright guys, so just a quick one. I basically decided to manufacture a fair few more missiles, just because I figured that we didn't really have enough. And one interesting thing I found was that the assemblers can't actually pull the uranium from the reactors into the assemblers to actually build the missiles. So I've actually had to manually move it across, as you can see here. So yeah, that was just kind of a little thing that I kind of wanted to show you until yeah, all these things are built. So as you can see here, I'm building probably about another 300 missile containers. Because as I said before, I'm not exactly sure if these missile containers actually contain multiple missiles per container, or if one missile container is just one missile, because I know that in the hand launcher, the one that you equip on your person, then every time you add one of these 200mm missile, is it 200mm? Yeah, 200mm missile containers to your inventory, it only ends up working out to be one individual missile. So I think having, you know, like, I don't know, 50 missiles per turret is going to be ideal. I'd like to have probably about 100 though, so maybe I can even go ahead and manufacture some more, because I think I manufactured about 200 of these, but I think I might go ahead and, well, I don't want 1,000, not 10, I want probably another. So yeah, I think 400 missiles should be enough, and then I'll evenly distribute them across all of the turrets, and then yeah, so anyway guys, I just thought that was a little bit of useful information for you in case you wonder why your missiles aren't building. Yeah, so as I discovered, you actually need to move the materials across manually, which is a bit of a pain, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So alright guys, I'll see you once all these missile turrets are filled up. Alright guys, well, I have filled all of these turret installations with ammunition now. I actually found that this one over here and the one over there, they didn't actually have any ammunition for the Gatling turrets either. So now they all have ammunition for the Gatling turrets. We have plenty of ammunition for those, and we have what I think to be plenty of ammunition for the missiles as well. So I've put roughly about 100 missile containers in each of these turret installations. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that would be enough. Now, you know, the funny thing is, I'm kind of hoping a Reaver does attack, because I really want to see these turrets in action. Yeah, so maybe at the end of the episode or something like that, I can kind of rig something in creative mode where we have something that like kind of spawns very close to the base, and yeah, we can just see exactly how well these things do. Or maybe, you know, like I can grab the blueprint for a Reaver ship and then kind of just like paste it into the world, and then just kind of see what happens, just for curiosity's sake. And I also, you know, I would really like to see all those bullet tracers going absolutely ham on these ships. That would just be fantastic. I reckon that would be awesome. So yeah, I reckon that's something I'm going to do towards the end of the episode, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Alright, well, now that we have gone ahead and actually filled all of those things with ammunition, I think now is the time that we can go ahead and we can take the Atlas out on its maiden voyage. Now the thing is, I kind of hope that we have enough fuel in this thing to do that. I think we have somewhere in the realm of like 30% fuel. Let me just jump in the cockpit here and just find out exactly how much we got. Yeah, so we got 28%. It's not heaps, and I think what that means is that we're kind of going to be we're kind of going to be forced to do a bit of ice mining in space somewhere, or what we're going to have to do is find some wrecks that we can kind of pillage, and then from there we can gather some hydrogen from there. And I just realized that I left the spotlights on the world ship, so we must go and turn these off. Well, I guess I don't have to, but I kind of want to, because yeah, like I said, too many spotlights in the world kind of causes too many weird glitches, and yeah, it's something I didn't really want to happen. And I could actually see them kind of morphing through the edge of that mountain there. So alright, what I want to do here is now the question is, where am I actually going to be able to build these? What was that? There was a bit of a glitch. I thought something spawned there, but maybe it's just the game saving itself. I'm not exactly sure. What I want to do here is I want to build a few large atmospheric thrusters to go on the side of that mining ship, just so that I can move it into the hangar of the Atlas. I don't think I need 2 lots of pistons here, so let's get rid of these. Let's find our atmospheric thrusters. We'll just go for these ones here. I'm not really too fussed. In fact, what I want to do is I want to select the small grid ones, and we will withdraw the components for 2 of those, although I don't think I can actually hold them on my person. So I'm pretty much going to have no choice but to kind of whack them at the front here, because what I've gone ahead and done is, well, I haven't done it on this side, but I have actually done it on this side. I've added these blocks here, and I actually did add this in the blueprint, so that will be included in the one that you can download off the Steam Workshop and Mod.io, and I will actually include the link to the blueprint for this, the Pilgrim and the Atlas in the description for this video. And funnily enough, one of my lovely viewers brought to my attention that Jack RPG actually did a review on this ship, and I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, thank you to that viewer who pointed that out, and thank you very much to Jack RPG who reviewed my ship. I really appreciate it. That is absolutely awesome. Alright, let's see if we can... Alright, so I think I've still got all of these things in my build planner, so we can go ahead and weld this stuff up. And hopefully this thing has enough power to kind of get off the ground. I think it should be alright. The only problem is, let me just make sure that everything in the inventory is empty, and it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is turn all of the thrusters on. We're going to unlock this thing, and hopefully this has enough power to get off the ground, and it does. But the only problem is that the thrusters, well, the ion thrusters in the atmosphere are just so, yeah, they're just weak. So yeah, this is why you don't really want to use atmospheric thrusters in, yeah, in the atmosphere, because they just don't really do much. And it looks like we're going to probably shoot past the hangar for the Atlas. Oh no, I think we're going to be okay. Oh, that was a bit dodgy. Alright guys, well, I've got this thing finally locked down, but the only problem is that this thruster here is kind of in the way, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Well, I'm going to get rid of it by grinding it, not by actually shooting it. That was close.
Inventory full.
Okay, yep, no worries. Now, the only thing is we need to be very careful not to disconnect this thing while we are in the atmosphere, because yeah, it's going to end up in a heap on the ground. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get prepared for takeoff. So one of the main things I kind of want to do with this thing is I want to make sure that I have some excess materials in the cargo containers for the Atlas, just in case, you know, we crash or we run into some Reavers and, you know, maybe the ship gets shot up, or, you know, so on and so forth. So alright, let's have a look at the large cargo containers for this ship, and maybe what we'll do is we will transfer a whole bunch of materials over to this ship. Alright, now, another thing I need to do before we leave is I just want to basically turn off all of these GPS markers for the point defense, because I don't really need to know where they are at this point in time. What I do need to know is the Pertam entry point, which is basically the entry point that we use to actually get back to the planet. We will turn on the landing pad, because that's basically the GPS marker for the landing pad for the Pilgrim. Even though we're using the Atlas, and you know, it's basically on the opposite landing pad, but hey, you know what, it's kind of close enough. We'll turn on this uranium asteroid, and then what I'm going to do is also turn on this potential salvage fighter, and that's probably going to be one of the first things we're going to check out. Another thing I need to do before we go is I just need to check out the turrets for this and just make sure that we definitely do have enough ammunition. So we've got plenty of missiles. I believe we have... actually, another thing I need to do is we need to make sure that we have some uranium in the reactors for this thing. So, alright, cool. So we got 324 uranium. That's not too bad. Maybe I should add some materials like iron, some raw iron ingots and things like that so that we can build some stuff as well. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do that as well. Alright, well, now that we've got a whole bunch of ammunition in all the guns, we've got a whole bunch of missiles, we've got a whole bunch of missiles and ammunition just sitting in the cargo containers. We've also got a whole bunch of materials in the ship so that if anything gets damaged, then, you know, we've got some materials to repair some things. So yeah, I think we've got everything that we need to go into space, and I really, really hope that we have enough fuel to do this. Now, I think, alright, let's turn on the engines, let's disconnect the connector, and then let's disengage the landing gear. And then, alright, I think we might have a bit of an issue with the strength of the connector on the bottom, so alright, let's quickly fix that. So what have you got? The connector on the bottom. So this has got the strength of 0.015. So maybe I want to make this 0.005. We'll see if we can set it to that. And in fact, I think what we'll do is we'll go outside and I'll just change the strength of this connector out here. So this one below. So maybe we'll make that one there 0.05 as well. In fact, I can't actually reach that connector. Question is, did I actually name this one? I don't think I did. So let's see if we can find that connector. Yeah, I don't really know what that connector's called, so... Oh well, that's alright. Hopefully reducing the amount of magnetism on the connector for the Atlas itself will be enough to actually get us off the ground. It's interesting though, like I'm surprised that the connector has enough strength to actually, you know, kind of keep the ship on the ground. That's pretty intense. Alright, so that's locked now. Hang on. I want to unlock it, and then we want to unlock the landing gears, and then there we go. Alright, that's much better. Alright, so now all we have to do is kind of pray that we actually have enough fuel to get back into the atmosphere. Or, well, not back into the atmosphere because we haven't left it yet, but out of the atmosphere. Oh, darn it. I forgot to set a group to turn off the thrusters on the top. Or in fact, is that these ones? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. I thought I'd actually forgotten to create a group for that, so... Alright, let's see how much fuel we actually use getting up into space. Well, you know what? I'll probably cut to the point where we actually are in space, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, well, we've made it to space, and as you can see, I've only used literally 1% of my fuel. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I kind of forgot how much fuel this thing can hold, so, and, like, it's pretty efficient if it's not actually, if it doesn't actually have any weight that it's kind of carrying, it's not too bad on the old fuel. So, I think first, obviously, you know, the salvage fighter that we want to go and pick up is 80 kilometers away, as you can see. But the uranium asteroid is about, yeah, 67 kilometers. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head for that uranium asteroid, and we're going to do a little bit of mining. Well, it seems like there is a wreck to the right-hand side of us, so I'm not sure if I really want to check that out or not. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it anyway. So, I know I said that I was going to go and mine some uranium, but hey, you know what? We're in space, so we might as well explore while we're here. So, but what I kind of want to do first, though, is I just want to make sure that I haven't already visited that. So let's have a look at our GPS menu and see if I have actually labeled this one already. So let's see if that SRPT Mayday is over there somewhere. And no, it doesn't seem like it is. So yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll go and check that out. There it is. Alright, I think I see it. I'm not sure if you guys can. And I believe it is about there. Alright, so let's scoot on over to that thing, and yeah, we'll be back once we get there. Alright guys, well I think we're kind of close enough where we could probably take control of one of the guns at the front of the ship, and then we could kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So let's just find one of these Gatling turrets. Actually, I'll find the interior turret. So I think we've got the interior, port interior turret 1 should be the one at the front. So let's control this one and let's see what we can see. Wait, is this the one at the front? Yeah, this is the one at the front. Alright, so what is that? Yeah, I don't know. It looks like some kind of a station. Whoops, wrong button. I don't think we're close enough to actually shoot at it yet, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's get just a little bit closer just so that we can kind of check this thing out properly. It would be nice if it popped up and it actually told us exactly how far away it was. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. And I guess while we're kind of waiting to get a little bit closer to this thing, I would kind of, yeah, it would be nice. Oh, actually, what am I saying? I kind of realized that due to the amount of fuel that... Whoa. I didn't really want to fire on it that much. Well, whatever it was, it's kind of half dead now. Well, at least we know that the guns work. Alright, yeah, so, as I was saying, I kind of realized that with the amount of fuel that we're using, I don't even think we'll need to mine anything, so I think we should be relatively okay. Now the question is, how much ammunition do I have on me? You know what though? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my tools, just so that if I do get shot, I don't needlessly lose my tools. Let's see here, inventory, grab my personal inventory, let's get rid of all this stuff. I've got plenty of jetpack fuel, at least for space, so let's hope that when we get a little bit closer we don't get shot at, although there could very well be some turrets here. Let's see what we've got. So this looks like a ship of some kind. Is it? Yeah, it looks like that's an O2 generator. Now, I kind of hope that there are no turrets around here, because I really don't want to die. At least not yet. Ooh, a Crimson Tormentor. Alright, you know what? I am going to mark this as... I don't even know what to call this. What is this? Oh, access denied. Alright, so let's mark this as the encounter well, sorry, new from current position. Then let's mark it encounter. I'll just call it yellow ship because I can't really think of a better name right now. We'll just make it red. Yep, cool. Alright, now, where's the Atlas gone? Uh-oh. Where's my ship? Hang on. Where did we come from? Oh, no. Where's my ship? Oh. There it is. It looked like an asteroid there. I thought I'd lost the ship again. Damn it. Alright. Let's, I don't know if I really want to take on that Crimson Tormentor yet. I don't think I do because, honestly, I don't really want to cause myself a needless amount of damage. And to be honest with you, like, that's probably not the kind of ship that I want to test out this ship with, like the defenses of it. So, I think we're going to bail to the uranium asteroid. And then, yeah, we'll kind of check out this wreck a bit later, I suppose. So, alright, well, I'll see you once we get there. Alright guys, well finally we're coming up on our destination. It actually took quite a while to get here, but finally we are here. So let's slam on the brakes rather quickly. Let's turn on the ore detector if I can find it on the hotbar. Actually, where is it? That's interesting. I don't think I actually put it on the hotbar for some strange reason. I know that this ship does have one, but yeah, I guess I never put this one on here. Range 250 meters. Wait. Does this ship not have an ore detector? I was sure that it did. Oh well, I guess it doesn't then. Oh well, nevertheless, I think, well, you know what? Oh, easy. Okay, there we go. So that's where the uranium is. So I was going to say that I can just build one anyway because, you know, we've got enough materials here to actually build one. And this was one of the reasons why I decided to bring a whole bunch of materials with me, because I knew a situation like this would kind of arise where I kind of need to build something and I don't have any resources with me, and then I'm forced to mine stone, which is definitely something that I don't want to do. So yeah, that is one of the main reasons why I decided to bring a whole bunch of materials with me. So let me try and get this thing locked down relatively well here, although it's hard to get the proper camera angle. Yep, alright, cool. So I think now we can lock down. Wait, hey, why won't you let me lock down? There we go. Alright, so let's go and retrieve the world ship and we'll go from there. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's do a bit of mining for some uranium. So I think I'll just use the stairs here, even though I don't really have to. Okay, maybe I'll use my jetpack. That didn't exactly go according to plan, but hey, you know what? Doesn't really matter too much. Alright, let's turn the thrusters on, and now that we are in space, we can properly line this thing up. And obviously this thing has a ore detector built into it, so I'm just using the ore detector on this thing to actually detect the uranium. So, alright. And it seems like I did lose a little bit of oxygen there, but I think we should be okay. I think what's kind of happened there is that there was basically the oxygen tanks were completely full, so I think that's why we vented a little bit of oxygen. So now we should be okay, and we probably won't vent anymore. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's mine a whole bunch of this uranium, and then I'll be back once we've done all of that. Alright guys, well, I've almost finished mining. Well, yeah, I've pretty much finished mining this little deposit, although I can see that there is a Reaver Slayer that is getting enormously close to us. So what I'm going to do here is just quickly, well, first I'm going to turn off the ejectors here. I'm going to quickly dock up the ship, well, at least as quickly as I possibly can, and hopefully he doesn't get here too quickly and we can sort of defend ourselves against this guy. Come on, doors, open. Getting a bit nervous here. Ah, there we go. Alright, finally they are open. Man, I should really adjust the timers on these things because, yeah, I think it just takes a little bit longer than what it should to actually pick up, or for these doors to actually open. Alright, so let's try and dock this thing up as quickly as we can. Alright, cool. So we'll lock it down. Alright, now I've just got to quickly make my way to the cockpit. I'm not going to go out through the hangar because it's just going to take too much time for that to open. And hopefully this guy doesn't get too close to us and we can sort of defend ourselves. So I'm interested to see how this ship is going to go. The reason why I didn't really want to take on that Crimson Tormentor is just because of the fact that it was such a large ship, and I think the defenses on this ship would kind of struggle with something of that size. So alright, let's unlock from the asteroid here, and whereabouts is this guy? Alright, so he is over in this direction. So alright, let's control one of the guns here. So let's find one of the interior turrets up the top. Where are we? Port Gatling turret, that'll do. I'll have a look at this one, and then we should be able to get some eyes on this guy. Alright, so he doesn't look like he's too big. Whoops, press the wrong button. Alright, so you know what? Let's go and attack this guy, because I really want to see how these defenses go against something like this. And I'm actually surprised that he hasn't seen us yet, which is interesting. Oh yeah, now he's seen us. Alright, so I'm going to try and kite this guy underneath him, because I think what he's going to do is try and ram me. So I'm going to try and go underneath him a bit here. So hopefully this kind of works out for us. Oof. So I got full thrust downwards. Alright, cool. Mission accomplished. Ooh, that was nasty. Well, I think we copped a little bit of damage, but I don't think we did too badly. Alright, well, I'm going to head back to the uranium asteroid that we were just at. I don't think there's really much of that ship left to salvage. And in fact, I think it might have actually even been a small grid ship. But I'm not exactly sure if it was or not. Can I get some eyes on this stuff? Let's move closer to the wreckage here and see what we can see. Oh yeah. So I might just park the ship here for a second, and then we will go and have a bit of a look at what's going on. So where was the wreckage? I think it was above me somewhere. Although I can't really see too much at the moment. Oh yeah, seems to be some ice here. Cool. Some ammunition. Not too much. Yeah, I really think that was a small grid ship. And let's go have a look at the amount of damage it did. So, looks like it's just more or less superficial damage. So I think that worked out pretty well. We've got a little bit of damage on the front. Let me just turn my lights on here. Yeah, we've got a little bit of damage on the front. Not too much. Yeah, so I think that went pretty well. Although, like I said, it was probably a small grid ship. So I don't think, yeah, it really would have threatened us that much anyway. So, alright, cool. So now what I'll probably do is go back to the asteroid. And we will continue doing a bit of mining because, yeah, I'm not sure if there's any more uranium on this asteroid, although, yeah, there could be, and I want to try and get as much as what I can, just because, why not? When we're already here, we might as well do it. And in fact, I think also what I'm going to do here is, I think I can see another deposit there. Really don't want to get too close here. Let's see if we can park this thing up in the same position as we had before. So we will lock it down there. Hang on. Yep. Wait, it says it's unlocked, but it's not unlocked. What? Yeah, that's clearly locked. Then why does it say it's unlocked? Oh well, who cares? Alright, so let's make our way back to the mining ship and let's go and search for some more uranium deposits. Alright, well thus far I haven't really found any more uranium deposits, but what I have found is I've found a platinum deposit here, so I'm quickly going to mine some of this, even though, yeah, I guess I kind of need some platinum, but I kind of don't at the same time. It is kind of useful for ion thrusters, so I guess while we're here, we might as well pick it up. And with the mining ship, it certainly beats doing this by hand. So, yeah, I mean, while we're here, we'll kind of pick up some of this. And, yeah, we'll take this back to the Atlas. And I'm interested to see how much uranium we got out of that deposit. The interesting thing is that I've noticed... a lot of these uranium deposits are a lot smaller than what I remember. I remember in a lot of my other saves, some of these uranium deposits were just, you know, so much larger. So I'm not sure if anything has changed in the game since then. I mean, this was probably about a year ago when I noticed that there were, like, the last time that there was a decently sized large deposit of uranium. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure if anything's changed or if that's just like kind of normal and you get asteroids with bigger deposits than others. Although I seem to have found, I mean, obviously this is a decently sized platinum deposit because we're actually getting quite deep here. Oh, now I think we've reached the end of the deposit now, but you know, like, we've managed to get quite a bit of platinum out of this. So yeah, I'm not sure what the go is with the uranium deposits, if they have gotten smaller or maybe I'm just imagining things. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I'm going to grab as much platinum as I can and then we'll be back. Alright, well I think I've grabbed about as much platinum as I can possibly carry, so let's take all this stuff back to the ship and then, yeah, we'll just kind of deposit that. I got a fair bit of, so I've got like 2.7k of uranium and the rest is platinum, but I think some of the uranium actually went to the refinery, so I've got another 3,000 there, another 800, so I think all up I've got about 7,000 uranium, and we have an absolute ton of platinum. So I'm just going to basically, yeah, put all of that into the ship, into the Atlas, and then we'll just let the refinery kind of work away at that. Yeah, the only bad thing about the Atlas is that it only has one refinery, but I guess it's not too bad. It's kind of good enough for what you want to do with it, or at least what I want to do with it. So yeah, it's not too bad. Although I'm kind of hoping we can find another uranium deposit, because I would really like to grab some more. Although, to be honest with you, like, we haven't really used a whole ton of uranium in this series, so yeah, maybe it's not as big a deal as what I think it is. So alright, let's dock this thing up. So I'm just going to use the top connector here, because I'm not really too bothered with having to worry about the well, I don't really want to mess around with those doors again, at least not at this point. Like when it comes to flying the ship to that wreck that we want to check out, then yeah, sure, I mean, I'll do it then, but otherwise I'll just kind of transfer the materials this way. Alright, so I'll be back once I've found another uranium deposit, or if I haven't found it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll check out that wreck. Alright guys, well, unfortunately I didn't find any more uranium on this asteroid. There's obviously plenty of platinum, so what I ended up doing was building a ore detector in the hangar bay there. So let me just go ahead and we'll turn that on, and then you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So we'll toggle this on, and yeah, as you can see, we can only really detect platinum. So as you guys know from a previous episode, I've actually got a mod that increases the range of the ore detectors to 1.25 kilometers. So yeah, I think it's yeah, pretty safe to say that there is no more uranium left, which is a bit of a shame, but at the same time, like I said before, I don't think we really use much uranium in this save anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a major deal. As you can see, I've also done some repairs, and you can see there is actually a block missing there. So I mean, against that Reaver, we only really lost like one block, so yeah, I think we did alright. So alright, let's unlock the landing gear here. It is a bit strange though that it is saying that it was already unlocked, although it was actually locked, so not sure what the go is there, but hey, you know what, it doesn't really matter too much. Alright, so what I'll do here is I'm going to turn off my guns, because I don't know if my guns are basically going to fire upon this wreck that we've got. And it looks like we have yet another Reaver there. I don't really feel like taking him on right now, but yeah, so, oh well. Anyway, I'll see you guys once we get to this salvaged fighter. Or this fighter that we want to salvage. Alright, well, we're coming up on the wreck, or the fighter that I want to salvage, and as you can see, it is still actually here. We just have to make sure that we do not crash into it, of course. Come on, slow down in time, slow down in time. Oh, how's that for some good braking, hey? Alright, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get as close to it as I possibly can, right? Without crashing into it, of course. And I'm just going to exit the back of the cockpit here. And I'm going to turn on one of these small interior turrets, because if this fighter is still my enemy, then it's not going to, yeah, blow it up in 2 seconds flat. So let's see what we can do here. So let's turn on this turret and see what happens. Alright, well, it looks like it's not attacking, so I think we should be alright. I'm just checking the settings here to make sure I've got everything set up properly. Turn on neutrals. Yep, No, I think it's good. So I think that ship now belongs to us. I'm pretty sure that we took it over in one of the previous episodes, but I'm not exactly sure. Now the thing is, right, is this thing a ship or is it a station? So maybe what I'll do is I'll actually put a little bit of uranium into this thing. So let's grab ourselves a little bit of uranium here. So where are we? Uranium. So I'll grab maybe like, 10 ingots. I think that should be heaps. Wait. I want to put it into my personal inventory, thank you. Yep, 10 ingots, that should be heaps. And let's just drop that into here. And let's see what happens. So, I wonder if I can turn on the reactor from here. So, do we have the controls for the reactor? Hang on. Okay. Let's go to the G menu. Let's find our reactor. Toggle block on and off. Let's turn that on. Oh, fantastic. Alright, cool. So we can actually move this thing around. That is awesome. Now, let's see if it has any maneuverability. Yeah, it's still got a bit, actually. Doesn't have the best brakes. It's got a lot of forward thrust. Although, yeah, it doesn't look like it has the best brakes. But hey, that's okay. Alright, so... Now, does it have a connector at the back? No, it doesn't. It does have the connector at the bottom, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park this thing on the top, and then, yeah, we'll take this thing back to base. Awesome, mission accomplished. A free fighter. I like that. That's awesome. Alright, so let's park this thing up. Well, it looks like I missed a few blocks in my repairs there. So let's lock these landing gears down. Let's lock this connector down. Hang on. So let's change this here. Let's remove that from the toolbar. Where is the connector? And we'll change that to switch lock. And then we'll lock it down. So now that it is connected to the rest of the base. Although, what I need to do is turn off the inertial dampeners. So, what's it doing? Is it trying to jiggle around? Maybe, you know what? I'm going to turn all the thrusters off. Alright, let's do that and let's see what happens. Yeah, I think it's marginally more stable. Although not heaps. I wonder what's in this programmable block. Let's have a look here. No content. Script. I don't really like how this thing is twitching around so much. Is the landing gear locked down? Yes, it is. That's interesting. The other ship wasn't doing it, so I'm not sure why this one is. Hey, what the... Oh, I fell into a ditch created by that guy. I'm not exactly sure what is actually going on here. I think what I'll do is I'm going to get rid of this programmable block because I don't think we need it, and I think it might be running some sort of a script that is causing a few issues here. So let's get rid of those. And yeah, the thrusters are on again, but I've turned them off. Okay, so thrusters, let's turn them off. Interesting. Alright, let's try and find all of these ion thrusters. Ion thruster. So they're all the ion mining thrusters. Interesting. Alright, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect the connector here. So we'll disconnect that, and then when we have a look at all the thrusters, we will show all of the hidden blocks here, and I'm going to select all of these thrusters this way, and then I will turn them off. And these thrusters here, actually, let's do it like this. Let's search for thrusters. Yeah, so for some reason it hasn't selected all of them. So let's select all of them like that. Let's turn them all off. Alright, cool. So now I think we should be in business. So now what we can do is we can connect it to the connector, and I don't think it's going to twitch around anywhere near as much. It's still twitching around, but you know what? I'm not really too bothered. Let's get rid of that block. There we go. Now it's not twitching. It still is, but I think it should be alright. Alright, so now what to do? I would actually really like to check out that mining outpost that was sending drones after us in the last episode. I have well, not in the last episode, but in one of the last episodes, I have a feeling that that installation might have a little bit of hydrogen that we can salvage, although I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, I'm going to quickly go ahead and find out where exactly that is, and then yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Alright guys, well I've kind of figured out exactly where that mining outpost is, and as you can see it's about 40 kilometers away. But unfortunately we've run out of time in this episode, so we're going to have to check it out in the next episode. But anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Wasteland Survival, and I really hope to see you in the next episode. If you like this video, then definitely consider leaving us a like, and don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss another episode. Alright guys, I will see you next time.